Hi everyone! The purpose of this video is to show you great examples of ePortfolios. The examples I'm showing you are of ePortfolio scholarship winners from the past, and you can find these by going to the website below. You can also find this through the AZ index, then ePortfolios, and navigating yourself to the examples page. On this page, you can find all but one of the examples I'll show you in this video. Since I won't be going into depth on each page, make sure you come to this page so you can visit the sites yourself and see what they've done in detail. So we're going to start on Serena's page, and she's one of the ones that is not on this list quite yet. But on Serena's page, she's got a really good welcome page, and everyone should have a welcome page. On the welcome page, we're looking for a couple different things. So first off, we're looking for a great welcome paragraph that introduces visitors to your ePortfolio and explains what's going to be on there and what the purpose of the ePortfolio is as far as what they're using it for. You'll also find usually an image of some sort. Usually most people use an image of themselves or something that represents them. And then finally, you'll see a portion on here where the student just writes about themselves. So that's kind of just a little bio, and then you can make that however long that you want. Of course, if you're applying for the scholarship, more detail is usually preferred. So that's the welcome page. Moving on to the next main page, which is the goals and outcomes page, I'll bring you to Luciana's page here, and we're going to look at her goals. She's split these up into 3 different categories: her educational, personal, and professional goals. And you can split these up into any categories you want, but typically we're looking for 3 short-term goals and then 3 long-term goals. So as long as you have that in some type of form, we will accept it. And of course, more is better if you're applying for the scholarship. Also, you can see on here some check marks that Luciana put into her ePortfolio. So what she's used is a check mark symbol. So if you wanted a check mark in your ePortfolio, you would just have to go find that symbol and then copy it, and you can paste it next to your goals and check them off like that. Another easy way to check off your goals is to just highlight the entire goal, and then you can actually just change that color. I usually would change it to a lighter, maybe grayed out color. Underneath these goals, you'll usually find the outcomes. So this is Jason's learning outcomes page. You should have your the SLCC learning outcomes already on the page. And on here, you just want to put the courses and the assignments that have helped you to accomplish those learning outcomes. And so we like to see that when you put your classes in more than one category. And then, of course, you also want to link them to the proper page. So if I click on this English 2010 page, it should bring me to the English 2010 page, which it does. And then that's where you can see the evidence of his learning. Moving on to the next page, which is the coursework page. You might see different styles depending on which platform you're using. And so on some of the older platforms, you're going to see that the pages have been split up into the major courses, general education courses, and then the elective courses. And now that there's been kind of a variety, I'll just point out that basically we're looking for the course number, the Gen Ed designation if it has one, and then the name of the course. So it's exactly the style that you see here. And we also want it so that when you click on that particular link, it should take you to that page. So this page should take me to the yoga page, which it does. And so that's exactly what we want. And this, if I didn't mention already, is Kenya's ePortfolio. So she's got a really good coursework page if you want to take a look at that. In the past, they used to also split them up into semesters, but that's not necessary anymore. I'll show you this example here, which is on the classic Digication platform. You can see that the courses are just listed on the side, and that's totally fine too. So yeah, and also on this page, you just have a little intro of her general education courses as well. So moving on, if you click onto one of these different pages here, you should be brought to a course page. And so an example here is another one of Hannah's that I'm going to show you first, because she has it laid out so perfectly. What we're looking for is if there's a designation, you want to list that first. Then you want to list the course number and finally the course name. On the page, there should be some related image. So she did her rock and roll project on Nirvana. So she has a relevant image here. Underneath, she has a intro, or possibly part of the syllabus, or you can just state the syllabus in your own words. And then finally her assignment, which is in a document viewer, which is totally fine depending on the professor. So you'll see sometimes assignments that look like that. And then she's got some media in here too. So a fun little video, and then more images. And then finally, she has her reflection piece. In this part, we're looking for your ability to kind of take what you've learned and kind of explain that and making connections and different things like that. We have lots of reflection resources online as well, and so if you need help with that, you can always look for that, or you can come to the lab and get help as well. But these are the biggest parts of the ePortfolio that we are concerned about is, did you do a really good reflection, and did you do your assignment well? So that's one example. Here's another example. This is Brooke's notebook from her English 2010. You can see that hers is the copy and paste version, so you can always copy and paste your assignments into your ePortfolio. She's got lots of different medias for each notebook that she put in here, and underneath she even has a video, and she's got an audio file here as well. So lots of different things you can do to make your assignments nicer and to make them interesting. Finally, I'm going to bring you over to the last page, which is the outside of classroom page, and this is Dan Davidson's page, and he's done a ton of stuff outside of the classroom, and so he's just highlighted all of the different things that he's done. You can see on here he's created his own club on campus. He's done some service projects down here and worked with some of these different organizations, which is really, really neat. And I love that he's pointing those different things out. When you click into them, which you don't have to have a separate page for all of them, but just depending on what you do and how much you're doing, you might want to separate them into pages as well, or sections. And so you can see here his interview here. He's got screenshots of him talking to different people, and yeah, so it's really neat to see the different things that people do outside of class. And finally, I'll show you one last example here, and this is Suzanne's ePortfolio on her learning outside of class. And she pointed out these different things, and she does have a separate page for each again, but you can always put everything on one page if you choose to do so, as long as you're showcasing your learning outside of class. So my favorite part here is just the different things that she points out that kind of connect back to her learning, and how those experiences have kind of helped her to see different viewpoints, like not being defensive, or to try again when she doesn't succeed, and to follow her heart and things like that. And so I love that she's pointing out different things she's learning from these experiences that she has outside of class. And so that is the very last part of the pages or sections in your ePortfolio. And if you need more help with this, as always, come to the lab and get some help.